Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode of reaction to Bleach, 1000 Year Blood War. This is right, my name is Man, hello, what's up? So, okay, today we get another Bleach episode. We're probably gonna get a Kamamura episode, at least that is my guess based on last week's little poem preview, a little tease that they give you. We're currently under siege number 2, so things were looking dire, but then Urahara managed to come through. It gave us an explanation about Quincy's and Hollows, and then also provide us with new pills that allow for Shinigamis to essentially like gain a little bit of hollow power, and in getting a little bit of hollow power that becomes poison for Quincy's. So that means that they have to let their bankais go because otherwise they start getting poisoned. Once they let the bankais go, they go back to their owners, and now they can use not only a bankai but a holofied version of a bankai, which is kind of cool. I like that. This is very interesting for me because now we're starting to get, before we used to have Ichigo grab on the hollow mask, and we used to have the visors and stuff, and now what Urahara is doing, it seems that in order to fight the Quincy's, pretty much everyone is gonna be able to, God, I just realized the visors are gonna be really good for this. I just realized. Wow, like I didn't even think about that. What I was about to say is that Urahara is going to be able to give a little bit of hollow power to everybody through those pills. So that means that that's going to be the way that they can fight the Quincy's. However, I'm just realizing now that we have 3 people on our team without even counting Ichigo, who is already a big deal here. But like, we have 3 people on our team. We have Shinji, we have Kensei, and we have Rojiro, who are 3 fucking visors. They can literally just put on the mask if they want to and start doing hollow shit. If they do that, then that should be, because the way I'm seeing it, it's like almost like again, this is just a me thing. It doesn't mean that this is the way it works, but like the way I see it is almost like a Fire Emblem like triangle, like rock paper scissors, and I'm like, hollow is strong against Quincy. So I'm thinking that the visor would be able to just start doing hollow shit and just start like shooting hollow beams or whatever, shooting Zeros, and that would probably be very damaging to Quincy's. Yeah, that just sounds incredible to me. Like, okay, now I'm hyped for the visor to do something, because we haven't seen them do anything. Shinji did some cool shit last episode. That was the peak of the episode for me. But like, he still didn't really do much. He just like killed a bunch of chumps, and then he like fucked around with the hat girl. But then all the Queens got a power up. Cool. Oh man, I love Bleach fights, because Bleach fights is like, man, things look dire for one side, and then that side is like, actually I have something that makes it like I'm actually winning now, and then the other side that used to be winning and is now losing and getting the shit kicked out of them, and then they go, I actually had the secret ace on my sleeve the entire time, and it's like things just keep ping-ponging around, and I'm like, I have no fucking clue where it's gonna land. I never know where the ping pong is gonna end, but like now I'm excited for Shinigami Hollow shit versus Quincy, because like it's something that's very interesting. God, this is just the intro. For some reason, I'm just going along here. But something that's very interesting for me is how in the past we used to see hollow stuff as something that was inherently bad, something that was inherently like, you know, like the monster inside of you. But now we're learning that the hollow in Ichigo has literally always been a part of him, and also not necessarily a bad thing, because it's always saving his ass. And also the visor always keep using the hollow powers, so it's like, and now we're deliberately gaining hollow powers in order to fight against the Queens. So now this is like the arc where like we're coming to terms with a lot of shit that like, because like I even remember that Yamamoto in the past, he exiled all of the visor, or like wanted them sentenced to death actually, because he was like, well, they're hollows and we gotta kill them or whatever. But like now we're deliberately just doing the opposite. So it's like things change a lot in Soul Society here. So that's interesting for me. Oh, and I forgot, Patreon. Check out the Patreon. Link in the description below. Pop up on screen. You can support the channel and watch the next 2 episode reactions to Bleach, as well as full-in reactions. Also the cool stuff I do. Alright, let us begin. So, Bleach, 1000 Year Blood War, episode 17. Let's go. And it's different for each of them. That's cool. Okay, so you all deliberately left her. I was thinking that maybe Shinji did something. Those fucking wings look cool. I like that preview was literally just for the thing that is just happening now again. Woo! Well, it's an AoE attack, so yeah, if I just do an AoE and just hit everything, then the explode. Okay, I like her. She's cool. Komamura. Oh, come on, we're just saving everybody. Oh man, I'm afraid he's gonna fucking die. I'm afraid he's gonna fucking die. He's too noble. So why is he wearing his armor? Did he gain the beast power or whatever he was doing before? Okay. Oh, you have fucking Killer Queen. That's what you do. She doesn't fire explosions. She just creates explosions. No. What the fuck? He's hot now. What the f... Jinka. Okay. There has to be a drawback. Hmm? See him again. Alright. How does this even work? Alright, thanks, Tina. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh, is the samurai hot too? Bust out his armor. Okay, I'm hyped. This is good. This is good shit. Oh my god. That's just a fucking demon. It regenerates? Oh, this is great. She just has to fight a kaiju now. Okay. Okay. She's just living an Attack on Titan episode now. She's playing a shoot 'em up. Oh, he's dead? Okay. Yeah, like that. I don't know what that means, but sure. Yeah, but Komamura's dead. He ripped out his heart. Yeah. Now, I don't know why he's walking, but does he have a timer? Mortal bodies by offering a heart. Oh, that's sick. Oh my god, she's running. I like that. I like seeing how fucking desperate she is. She's just afraid. Oh, I like this conflict in ideologies. She doesn't get it. Oh, that's what happened. She blew herself up. I was thinking, like, what was that explosion? Because that was a sword, and to my understanding, swords traditionally don't blow up. Oh, he's gonna try to go after Yahabaha. Ah, he's gonna die doing so. There's no way he beats Yahabaha, but he's going after him. Because he's the one that killed Yamamoto. Oh! Is his body giving out? This soundtrack always fucking gets me, dude. Oh, I like this. I like this. This is good. He will become just a wolf like him, maybe. Not a humanoid, just a straight up animal. Alright. Carry him. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's really cool. So I guess he's not dead. He's just a wolf now, which in some ways is cool. Oh, this guy. Right. He broke free from the ice or whatever. Oh, he's retreating. Oh, someone else is coming, actually. Oh, it's Uryu. God damn, this guy got nuked, and I can't believe that he's still kicking. Still also kick. It would be sick if Uryu just fucking started shooting these guys and kill all of them. Our friends? Oh, I know what they're doing. They're absorbing them. They're killing them and taking their energy or something like that. Oh. Yeah, they can steal Reishi. She's been also preparing something else. Another barrier? Or? Oh my god, he sounds like a Sex Pistols going, Mister! Oh my god, he's back. Round 2. It's okay, he has to fight Kensei according to the OP. I'm thinking that like the bell is actually part of his power. Like the James is actually his like weapon. Alright. What's that? Rukia and Renji falling from heaven. That's who they are. That's my guess. Maybe even Byakuya actually. Byakuya could reclaim his Bankai. But it's 2, not 3, so... Oh. Shuhei. Ooh. Kensei. Oh, Rojiro as well. Whoa, I want to see this now. The Lucha Man versus 2 Visor. Okay. Whenever this ED pops in, I like lower the volume because I kind of don't care. Yeah, okay, back here.
恩師の見ているものこそ万事万端万世不朽の記憶と借界王の力
Yeah.
注がれた力の大きさに耐えうる器が砕ける茶碗か
Alright. Alright. Oh, this one. Damn, okay. Okay, what's the next step?
空にどよめくまやか
This road,
し
Judo.
とらう心に走る旋律
Rages at ringside. I'm excited to see some fucking Rojudo. Rojudo never did fucking shit. And I always thought that he was kind of cool. So I'm excited for that. So I think Bambieta just fucking died, as well as the robot man and the guy that got frozen. Which is, it's funny because like, I thought that they would just come back to life. Like we just triggered like phase 2 of the boss fight. But I think it just fucking died. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it seems like to me. Because I think that is just told to you because the scene that came after Bambieta, I forgot his name, but the blonde guy essentially breaking the barrier. And then Kyorako was like, oh, I forgot you guys can steal Reishi. You were probably doing that on the other side of the barrier this whole time. And, you know, they were tricking him. That essentially tells us they can steal Reishi, in case you forgot, which I did. But it's one of those things that I just assume that they can do. So I think that they just straight up on the 3 Quincy's that were defeated and they were just dying on the floor. They just showed up and they were like, all right, we're just going to take your Reishi and you're fucking dead now, kid. Goodbye. That would make sense. Like in a war, if you had the ability, you have a friend who's dying. If you have the ability to just be like, all right, I'm just going to take your power and I'm going to become twice as strong and then you just fucking die. Like you don't have a chance anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to take it, man. Like that would absolutely be the case. It's funny and interesting how we see Bambieta. I think Bambieta is the girl with the hat, right? Because I've been calling her the cute girl with the hat the whole time. But I think her name is Bambieta because they said it this episode. But I think it's really interesting how the entire time you get the impression that she's like the leader of her like posse of girls, you know? And then at the end, they literally just fucking disappeared. They were like, oh, fuck that. She's just gonna do her thing. And then she goes and loses the fight. And then they all just come in and they're like, well, sucks that you lost, girl. Anyway, bye. I'm just assuming that they're dead. They might not be dead, but I'm assuming that they are. Just because I think it would be extra cool. And then that would also, it would feed into the idea that maybe Uryu is doing a heel turn. Like, Uryu's trying to deceive the enemy. He's playing, like, double spy. Because it would be cool if Uryu got a power-up, which he did, drinking Yahapa's blood. But then he would get more power-ups, just fucking killing all of these Quincy's when they're, like, at the verge of death. Because we see Uryu literally just show up. When in front of the robot and in front of the other guy that got frozen, Uryu just shows up. And what I'm assuming is happening is that they're all stealing their Reishi and just fucking killing them. It would be sick if, like, at the end, Uryu shows up and he's like, actually, I've been playing for the good guys the whole time or whatever. And now I'm super powerful because I just killed all these queens myself and I took their powers. So, hey, what up? That might be just too much hopeful thinking. I think Uryu definitely has some... At this point, I think Uryu has some kind of motivation that makes him think that he is doing the right thing. And maybe he is. I don't fucking know. Like, there's too many things about this war that we don't know about. But Uryu learned something that made him just be like, no, this is something I should be doing. So Uryu's just gonna be really powerful, just fucking drinking Quincy's left and right. So that I mean, we have a promise fight between Ichigo and Uryu at some point here, thanks to the OP. So because of that, I'm thinking that Uryu has to be really strong in order to like somehow go toe to toe with Ichigo, who is getting like 5 power-ups in a row, by the way. Ishii was just going through this entire fucking gauntlet of just like, okay, you're gonna use sword and you're gonna be imbued with the power of God, and now this new lady's gonna do something for him. There was the other guy that also like healed him all back to full stamina or whatever. Like everything he's been doing just has been making him stronger and stronger, and it's just like one after the other. So now Ichigo is gonna come in and he's gonna be so fucking powerful, and Uryu has to somehow stay relevant in the power escalation that we're setting up here. If they're going to fight against each other, then somehow he has to be really strong. So I think that this is a way to do it. He's just gonna drink up a bunch of Quincy's as they're dying. I mean, okay, so this entire time, but like, okay, I saw those Quincy's started dying and then not die, and I was like, come on, man, like Kumamoto turned into a fucking dog, and Soifun fucking nuked that guy, and that wasn't enough. But like now, if they're actually, the only reason why they survived was that they could be drinked up next, then I'm like, okay, fine, that's fine by me, you know, like I just want them to lose the fight and be out of the plot, because otherwise it just kind of feels like the fight didn't have much impact, and I wanted to do so. And now we're gonna talk about the Komamura fight. Okay, this was the Komamura episode. I mean, okay, something that's like a little bit of a negative about Thousand Year Blood War being animated in 2022, 2023. And this is not a negative generally. Most of the time it's not. But like, honestly, I would like it if instead of like 12 episodes, we have like 24. Or 13. Instead of 13, we have 24 or 26. Because like, I'm running into many situations in Thousand Year Blood War at this point where like, there's so much shit happening. And that's fine. I like that things keep moving quickly. But for some things like Komamura fighting and essentially sacrificing his being for revenge here, and it was good, and it was symbolical as well. Like I really liked it thematically. I kind of would wish the entire episode was dedicated to that, but instead it was just like half of it, and you know that's fine. It was still fine. Like I didn't dislike it, but it's one of those things where like, as we move forward into Thousand Year Blood War, I feel like I'm going to start running into episodes where like fights are going to go so quickly that I'm just going to start feeling like I wish this character had more time in the spotlight, because I feel like it was like really cool what they were doing with them. And now we got like 7 minutes dedicated to that. And it's like, I kind of wish it was 20. So that's where I'm standing. And it's funny because like, the complaints about old Bleach was this shit's too slow. Fuck this spacing. And now with new Bleach, I'm like, this is going a little bit fast. I wish we had a little bit more time to digest some of this stuff. So that's really ironic. But okay, Komamura. Komamura went from being a doggy man into being a man, and then into being a doggy. Like that was the evolution of Komamura. I kind of like that. Like he turned into a hot man for like 3 minutes, and it was like a fucking bang reveal, and then suddenly he's just a fucking dog, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And it's cool because they were essentially setting it up by being like, you are essentially giving your life away for what you want to accomplish here, which what he wants is revenge, because he feels like he has a debt to pay to Yamamoto, who was kind to him. In doing so, what he's doing is that he's sacrificing his own happiness and everything, his life really, in order to get revenge, because that's what that is. That's a little bit hypocritical to what the whole dynamic that existed with Tozen in the past. So it's really fun that they brought that back, and they were like, what you're doing right now, it's hypocritical. Like you're just ignoring your own words, and this is kind of your punishment for that. I like that the clan leader just seemed to be kind of a dick. Like the clan leader was just like, well, I get to eat your heart now, and I guess that's how he got so big. But like he explains how the true essence of the clan is that, you know, is revenge. So Komamura ended up falling for that again. So Komamura ended up giving into that, and thus turning into a full beast, because that's how that clan works. So he just straight up turns into a dog. It's no longer a dog man, he's just a dog. That's kind of it's kind of fun. Like it sucks, right? It sucks because it feels like you're saying goodbye to a character, and in some ways you are. Like I don't know if we're ever gonna get to hear Komamura's voice actor ever again, for example. Like for all we know, this might just be a character goodbye. Like it's similar to a character death, but not fully, because now Komamura might just be a dog. So we have this. I don't know his fucking name. Sorry, he's a lieutenant, the guy with the shades who like drinks sake, like that guy. I like that guy. I don't know his fucking name, but I like that he was like, "Let's go, Captain Kumamura. Let's avenge Yamamoto Dono." You know, it's kind of cool, but it's one of those things where like he still has his respect, but like it would be fun if now next time we see it, like we actually get to see the two of them fight together. That would be fun, you know. Like it would be fun if we got to see that. I don't know if Komamura would ever have any powers left ever again, or if it's just a dog now. If we're ever gonna hear him say anything. I mean, maybe he can talk actually, because the elder of the clan can talk, so maybe he can talk in doggy form as well, which is gonna be kind of cute. But Komamura is now a doggy. Oh, I mean, that's wild, pun intended. I think it's fun. Shinji ate shit and then got saved. Sure. Kind of wish he had done more. But okay, sure, we'll take it. I mean, he had a really cool scene last episode, so 2 scenes actually. So you know what? That's fine. We'll take that. We'll take those, Shinji fans. But this was a Komamura episode, and that was kind of cool what we saw. I like Kokyu Tengen Myo, and I like that it removed its armor and it was just a demon man. And I like the way Kokyu Tengen Myo look like. And I can imagine some people might not, because it's definitely just a 3D model moving around, and it moves around like slowly. But like I like it, and the reason why I like it is because like some of those like powers to me, like they look otherworldly and they should feel otherworldly, and that is something that I thought about Hollows when I saw them in the first episode of 1,000 Year Blood War. They look a little bit otherworldly because they were 3D models and they were moving a little bit slowly and janky. And when I see Kokyo Tengen Myo, I'm like, I like the way that looks, because like if he was just a giant samurai man, like he's just a giant samurai man, there's not much about it. But now that it's like this giant demon man, and it's also 3D model that is like breathing and moving, and you're looking at that and that just looks out of place. That looks jarring. But you can definitely utilize that like jarring feeling that 3D animation gives you to its advantage, because I think Kokyo Tengen Myo is definitely one of those, and especially the demon form. It's one of those that like it has to look like out of this world. It has to look like a giant massive man. Something that shouldn't be here is here. That adds to the experience, and I like that Bambieta's just like shooting it with explosions. I mean, okay, she's not shooting it with explosives. She's turning things into explosions. I think that's what she said. She doesn't just shoot reishi fireballs that explode. She's shooting things that turn things into explosions. Therefore, she's kind of using Killer Queen, but like a better version of Killer Queen. For those of you who don't know, I'm talking about JoJo. I'm making JoJo reference. Hi. So Bambieta is just shooting all these bombs at it, or turning its arm into bombs. I'm not sure. And it's not doing anything. And she's like, why not? And he's like, well, because Kokyo Tengen Myo is dead. And because it's dead, it means that it doesn't get harmed when you hit it. The way they represented that is that it like literally regenerated. It's just immortal. And then she's like, well, that's not how it works. Like, I literally had Kokyo Tengen Myo like 10 minutes ago. I know how it works. When he gets hit, you suffer the damage. And then she looks at him and he literally just has a gaping hole in his chest and doesn't have a heart anymore. And she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna get out. And then she just started flying away. She's like, I like the look of despair in her face of realizing like, oh shit, I'm outmatched. And she just fucking flew away. She just left. She just dipped. Kokyo Tengen Myo just started fucking chasing her. And it's fun that she was essentially just fighting a kaiju there. She was just having an Attack on Titan moment. And then Kokyo Tengen Myo just fucking swings his sword and just hits her. And it's fun because the sword hit wasn't even the hit that did her in. It was the explosions, because like Kokyo Tengen Myo hit her with the sword and there was like a giant explosion, and I was like, Yeah, I don't know what the fuck just happened there because usually swords don't explode, but whatever, magic powers and shit. But then they just straight up showed you that she just shot bombs at it, but then Kokyo Tengen literally just dragged the bombs into her as she shot them because they didn't detonate fast enough compared to the sword swing. So then she got hit with the sword and the explosions at the same time, and she just fucking exploded. And then she just fell into the ground. And I'm not sure how damaged she was, but like, I don't think we saw any of her limbs. So I don't know if she had any by that point. So yeah, she just got fucked up and she just lost the fight. And it was cool the way, I mean, okay, Kokyo Thing in Myoho is a bankai that when I look at it, I'm like, kind of whatever. It's just a giant sword man. Because like also the way they make it is that Kokyo Thing in Myoho, whenever it gets hit, it also hurts Komamura. So it's like, well, what the fuck is the point here? It's just a giant man who's slow, doesn't really do anything. He's just swinging his sword, which is like it's intimidating. Don't get me wrong; it can destroy like a building if it wants to. But like when it fights someone that's stronger than it, it's just eats shit every time, instantly. So it's like, okay, how do we make Kokyo Thing and Myo like actually do anything? And then Kubo was like, what if it was immortal? And then it's like, okay, now we're talking. Because the Kokyo Thing in Myoho was literally unstoppable. It was just a giant demon man with a sword. And no matter how much you damage it, it did nothing. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. If it's literally immortal, then oh boy, that's scary. And Kubo just did that. He was like, alright, Komamura is gonna be immortal, and so will be Kokyo Thing and Myoho, and it's gonna be the sickest shit ever. And it's only gonna last for like 2 minutes. And then Komamura is going to turn into a dog. All right. Sure. Dog time. Okay, so Hinamori saves Shinji. Cool. I'm glad Shinji's good, but I wish he had done more. I mean, I was kind of hoping that the way the fight would resolve is that Komamura would have like an extended drawn out fight against Bambietta, and she would like kind of win. But then at the end, it is revealed that actually she wasn't even fighting Komamura, she was fighting her friends, and Shinji was just fucking just spinning Sakanade, just like, hey, what's up? And that was just really reveal at the end. Like that's like an Aizen reveal, but it would be Shinji instead. And I think that would be the sickest shit ever. But they didn't do that because I think that would have been too easy. Instead, they did something really cool with Komamura, which I like because I Komamura as a character I would like to see actually. I mean, he does a lot here, and then he like quote unquote dies. So I think that's a good thing for Komamura. I would like to see. I mean, I want to see every captain just have a moment, right? That's what I want to see, and that's why I'm excited about next episode. Because next episode, it appears we're going to get 2 captains fighting one of these Stone Ridders at once in Rojuro and Kensei. 2 characters that I wish would do more, especially Rojuro, because Rojuro, okay, so Rojuro has Kinshara, which was kind of like a whip, and I don't remember what the fuck he did. I don't remember what Kinshara did, and at this point I don't want to look it up. It would be spoilers. But like it was like a string that he like played. He was like his whole thing is that he's like a conductor, right? He was like a composer. So he's like plays like melodies. And that's kind of fun. I like that. Roger is cool. We haven't seen his Bankai, and the same goes for Kensei. Because these are all characters that like during the Aizen fight, all I could think about was like, why didn't they use their Bankais? They were captains. Shinji, now I know why Shinji didn't use his Bankai, because if he had used his Bankai, they would all just kill each other. So it's like, okay, he just only had Sakanade. Sure. Why didn't Rojuro or Kensei use their Bankais? Because I'm pretty sure they didn't. They just used their Shikais. He used his like whip string thing, and Kensei just used those like, yeah, like punching like blades in like the knuckle blades, I guess. And they used their Bison masks, which were fun. Dude, Rojiro's Bison mask, if I remember correctly, was like a plague doctor mask. It was like a bird beak. It was great. I love that mask. Kensei's not so much. Kensei was just like a square, and it had like little like lines, like diagonal lines. They look like Eva to me. I like Roger's mask more, but Roger didn't do shit. Like I remember even against Aizen, he kind of was part of the team attack that I always bring up. He was at the beginning. He like grabbed Aizen's sword with his whip or something like that, and then he just ate shit. alongside Lisa. They both just ate shit. And then Soifong came in, you know? So I always wanted Rojiro to do more. And also, like, dude, in this entire fucking, like, it's been 17 episodes. Rojiro had one scene, which was the scene where last season, during the siege, he like fought the dude that had like an. Did he have like an F or something like? He had like weird teeth, like in a black and white pattern. That was weird. And Rojiro, I think he felt Kiraizuru die, and he was like saddened by it a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. And then he cut away. We didn't see him fight, and that was the only scene he had in 17 episodes. So I'm like, dude, just get him in. Just have him do something, anything. So I'm excited for the next episode. What I'm worried about is that in the OP, let me just watch the OP again just to make sure. But in the OP, you see essentially what the matchups are going to be. I see Kensei fighting the Luchador man. I don't see Rojiro here. So my concern is that Rojiro is, one, not going to do something very cool, or two, just fucking die immediately, and Kensei is gonna be the only one that is gonna be the one that actually finishes the fight. Which, like, to be fair, if it were up to me, I would rather be the opposite. I would like it if Kensei died and Rojiro stayed alive. But Rojiro could die here. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because the preview for next episode is Rojiro. And I was like, well, it makes sense that he's gonna fight, but it would make sense to choose him if he's the one that's gonna die. And again, it's not an indicator that they're gonna die whenever you get that, but it would make sense. Like, we got Bambieta, and she didn't die next episode, but she died 2 episodes after that. Komamura, he died within the episode. I mean, he didn't die, but he kind of died, let's be honest with ourselves. He became a dog. Like, he lost what made him him, so he's no longer him. Now he's a doggy, which is not the same as dying. It's pretty similar. Like, it's like a character death, but not a real death. We get Rojiro at the end here. I'm expecting like the Luchador for some reason to be so strong that like Kensei and Rojiro have to do like some crazy shit, and Rojiro's gonna like sacrifice himself somehow. That would be cool. And then Kensei's gonna deliver the final blow. I think that would be cool. So I'm kind of expecting that. But again, I'm basing my entire thought process here on nothing but like in the OP, Rojiro is not there, and in the outro, Rojiro's talking. That's my basis for here. I feel like I should be talking more about Ichigo and whatever Ichigo is doing, but I haven't done so for like 3 episodes. Because like, it's been like 3 episodes of whenever we cut back to Ichigo's just like walking and just feeling like, oh, I feel heavy. And that's kind of it. Luckily, it seems like that's over. But like, you understand that like, for me, every time I look at Ichigo, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's just training, moving on, back to the things that actually matter. And that's not to say that Ichigo training doesn't matter. It will matter eventually. But now it's just like, it's like, I don't know, you're watching the Frieza saga and we like keep cutting back to Goku just training in like heightened gravity. And it's like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, he's just gonna show up at the end and he's gonna be like, I'm strong now. And I'm like, cool. And that's it. However, something that is interesting about what Ichigo's doing that we can talk about is that it appears that God himself is giving Ichigo powers. Like Ichigo is starting to see like memories and stuff about the Soul King. I think he's seeing I think he's seeing memories of everything. Okay, maybe the Soul King is not the Soul King maybe is not just a singular entity. Maybe the Soul King is just like a concept. I mean, now we're starting to talk about what is God, right? But maybe the Soul King is just a conglomeration of souls, and maybe he can use souls of people who have died and return back to the pool in order to help Ichigo out. Because I think Ichigo's seeing memories about like the original Quincy siege against the Gotei 13. Like, yeah, that's what Ichigo's seeing. Like, I'm looking at it right now. And then he's seeing the Soul King and shit. And I think he sees the eyes of the Soul King. So what I'm thinking is like, okay, the Soul King is a conglomeration of souls that are returned back to the pool. So when you die as a spirit, your soul returns back to the pool, and then the Soul King is able to drop that back into the ecosystem and it can be reborn again as a human. Okay, cool. That's what I believe is the case in the Bleach world. Now, if the Soul King has all of those souls himself, it would be possible for him to impart part of those souls into a different soul. I guess, straight up, what I'm thinking is that he's essentially grabbing and using Yamamoto's soul as like something he's giving Ichigo. So that's why Ichigo's seeing memories about the original Quincy Siege. And not just him, but like anyone who died in history, that the Soul King has their soul still in the oven, and he can like give that to Ichigo a little bit, you know. Imagine, okay, so the Soul King is like baking bread using souls, and then he's giving Ichigo slices, and Ichigo is like, oh man, that was a good slice, that was a Yamamoto slice. So now he has like a little bit of like memories and maybe even powers stored by Yamamoto and by other Soul Reapers or anyone in history who like could help Ichigo out in this moment. So that's my theory. And that's not, I don't have full belief in that, but that's just something I like to throw at the wall here. That would be fun if that was the case. If the Soul King was giving pieces of himself, which are really just people that existed in history, to Ichigo, so Ichigo could gain that power and experience. That would be fun. I would like that, actually. So anyway, Ichigo finally walked across the path, and now he made it all the way to the... I think she's the final of the Squad Zero. She's the one that I thought was super cool and I really liked. I think she probably was Squad 12. She seems to be the one that creates stuff. Back then, when Squad Zero got introduced, they talked to they talked to captains, and you kind of got a vibe as to what the relationship was. And it seemed like she had a relationship with Kurotsuchi, which is interesting because Kurotsuchi is the one that creates stuff. So it's like, okay, maybe this girl, she's going to be the one that creates something. She's going to have some kind of like heavenly scientific thing to show Ichigo to help him out. So that's going to be fun. Anyway, I think that's it about things I can say about this episode. I really like this episode. It's a good one. I like the Kumamoto stuff. I don't know what the fuck Yahabaka's doing. Like, I'm thinking that maybe part of... I'm thinking that maybe part of what Yahabaka's plan was actually like, oh, I wanted my men to die against you, or almost die. So then I could just come in and take their powers, because they would never surrender their powers willingly, and now we can just take them. Maybe this was all part of the plan. Or maybe Yahabaka was like, well, I don't give a shit either way if we lose or not, because if we lose, we just have the emergency plan, which is we're just gonna get stronger. Oh, man. I mean, that would be funny, but it's something Bleach would do. It's something Bleach would do, which is like to have the main bad guy just be like, I planned that all along. This was all part of the calculations. Alright, anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode of 1,000 Year Blood War. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War. If you'd like to watch the next 2 episodes already in full-length episodes, you can do so at the Patreon. Support me, check out the stuff over there, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care everybody, bye bye.